Welcome back. Here is one more video, and today I want to talk to you about what it is like running a business remotely. So what happened is I've done foundations for houses like these before in the town where I'm from in Sweden.
Hallå? Det här blir bra. Då har vi 7,41 gånger 3,21.
And one of the customers is also good friends of mine, and they bought one of their houses from a sales representative in Sweden who worked with this factory that produced them in Latvia, and then ship them over the Baltic Sea and deliver them and lift them in place. So they're like key turn cabins. And that sales guy ended up being very problematic for both the factory and the customer. So the factory had to come straight to the customer to fix some details on that house and make sure it ended up being done right. And then the factory just decided to sack that Swedish sales representative as they weren't too happy with him, and asked if this customer that they talked to then knew anybody. And they said, well, Lars made our foundation and he's been nice to deal with, so maybe the two of you could work together. And that way me and this factory producer got in touch, and we started talking about how we would work and how we would set it all up and what we thought we could do for each other, and then just decided to give it a go. So I felt good starting with him as he was like a very solid guy, and I saw him getting frustrated when the Swedish sales guy they were using at the time weren't doing what they wanted him to do. So he bypassed the sales guy, went straight to the customer and made sure that like his product was good. So that showed very good businessmanship to me, and I was kind of excited to go into business with him for that reason. So we negotiated terms and figured out how we would work and all that sort of stuff, and then we got to it. House was a little bit nerve-wracking, because it was all new to me, and you didn't know like if you can trust each other, if you can, but we just went for it. So I actually had a friend of the family at home who wanted a house, so I contacted her and set up to make sure that she got a really good deal, and with that she ordered the first house that I sold for this factory, and I took in the money and sent it to Latvia. And then to get some peace of mind before I sent that money over, I actually went over to see the factory myself and meet the producer on site and let him show me around and see that it was all real and working, and great fun trip. So me and my wife went over to Riga, spent a few days in Riga, which is a beautiful city, and then went out to see his factory and get to know him as a person better, the producer, and shake hands and make sure we could work together. And when all of that worked out well, we just sent that money over for the first house, and he built it, and a few weeks later it came on a truck. And in Sweden I helped her sort out the foundations, we had a foundation made, and I ordered a crane that could lift the house on site when it came, and the truck arrived, we lifted the house in place, everything worked out great, the house is beautiful, and the customer is really happy, and I'm really proud of the house. And with that we were rolling, and then we started moving forward, and when I knew like it was working, we had that first house sold, I stopped using my old company and started a new one. So I had the sales of these houses in a separate company. So we started a new corporation in Sweden and started doing the orders through that new corporation, and we sold mainly through a homepage that I took over from the producer, redesigned, and then he helped to market it through Google AdWords. So we found most of our customers there. Today it's grown a lot, so we're using other networks to get in customers as well, and it's going better every week, I feel like. But that's how we started. So that homepage started giving us leads. But I wanted to sell more quicker, so I figured if I could get help with the sales, that would be a huge benefit. And that's when I threw out a few questions on my newsletter, and one of my followers for several years on YouTube and my blog wrote back that, oh, maybe that'd be fun for me. I'd like to try that, and I'm interested in that whole thing. So Hannes contacted me and said, well, maybe we can work together. And we had a long phone call, and I realized he was a very good sport, and he was willing to work hard and try things, and he showed good entrepreneurial spirit. So I immediately took him on, and initially, just to see if he was like really willing to work, I let him find his own leads and said, like, find your own customers, bring them in, and I'll help you with the process and deliver the house. A few houses in, he'd picked up how it works. We did a few deliveries together, and he got his own customers going, and then a few months later he delivered the first house he sold that he went through from start to finish.
Hur känns kundens första upplevelse in i huset?
Jäkla grymt. Det här var...
He did a great job, and with that he learned the process and how it works, and now he's working with me, and he's actually taking more and more of the customer meetings, as I am not in Sweden very much right now with the newborn baby and the coronavirus, and it's made it all very hard to travel. So for the last, I don't know, I haven't been there for almost a year, so I've needed that help on site, but it works. So I do some work from here, and then I have Hannes on the ground in Sweden running around meeting customers, looking at properties, and then we have Armand, who runs the factory in Latvia, and he also goes over to Sweden sometimes to help sell and do technical stuff and send workers over to fix details, and as a package we got that nice team going. So my main job from over here is like to oversee, I guess, the whole process. I'm working hard on getting customers in and making sure the customers get what they need, and keep contact going between customers, factory, and Hannes, so they all stay up to date and get all the information like spread around. And it's working really well, and I'm really happy to work with both Armand and Hannes, as they are two fantastic guys, really nice, really fun, always positive, solution oriented, and just good sports. So having them on the team over there is brilliant. And I stay in touch with them mainly through, I'd say like 90% is done from here. So I got WhatsApp, and I got a Swedish phone number through Skype, so I can always call customers and crane companies or whoever I need to get in touch with, counties, permit stuff, controllers, all of it I can reach from my phone. So I spend most times emailing, on WhatsApp, or on Skype with phone calls. 90% is like done from here. So, you know, every morning when having my coffee, I'll answer emails, send stuff, and make some calls, and it takes care of most stuff. And I think it's brilliant to be able to like run a business from your phone. I use those, my wife bought me those AirPods too, which is brilliant. So I often go for walks and stuff while talking, and makes for a relaxed spirit when I'm in touch with customers or people, and so that works really good. If not there, I'm on the computer here, and I got my Skype phone number and these with the microphone, so I can get a nice and quiet atmosphere to work from, and just do stuff from the computer, and that works great. That's more like day to day. I spend time here on the computer, receiving emails or inquiries from customers, reaching out to them, making sure I find out what they need, try to either send Hannes out, or a lifting company, or a foundation guy, to give them estimates on all the prices and processes in between, put them in touch with the factory and help them make their new drawings for whatever they want, so they get, you know, we let people customize our houses so they can produce whatever type house they want. So we are very flexible and work a lot with customers, and we make sure they get a really nice product, and we're placed quite high in the market with a really nice premium product, and the quality of the materials is very high, and we take a lot of pride in like making really nice houses. So we're very proud of them, and I'll have you I can probably do that now, where you can see I'm gonna do some videos and photos coming up of our houses, so you can see what it is we produce, but it'll give you an idea of what we're doing. And having stuck to such quality, and having Armand in the factory being so quality conscious, is quite awesome because every house we deliver seems to sell a few more houses to neighbors or people they know or someone driving by, and it's a lot of fun being a producer of a product that sells itself versus having to like drag people in to buy it from you. So we're very proud of working with Armands in the factory that we do for the quality products that we have going there. The factory is outside Riga in Latvia, and we build them turnkey in the factory, put them on a truck, drive them to the harbor, put them on the boat, ship them over to Sweden, and then deliver them to wherever the customer lives. If we need to do work on site, we can send some workers with the houses and stuff, since we're in the European Union, which allows us to ship and trade freely. So yeah, that's about how we have it right now. I do most day-to-day from here on my phone and emails, and I've done complete sales from here. So we find a customer, establish contact, help me with everything you need, telling the factory to build a house according to the customer specifications and have them deliver it successfully. So it's pretty cool. I can all, like from start to finish, be done remotely. And then having these days Hannes on the ground at home makes it a lot better and even more efficient, because people like to meet someone, shake hands, and he's a good guy to send out for people to show that someone's here for you. Or even better, sometimes even Hannes and Armands from the factory can go, which is great, because I used to go more and I'll probably go much more again in the future, but right now I've been stuck here having to do it remotely, and I'm actually happily surprised about how much you can accomplish remotely. So it's pretty cool being able to run the whole thing from here, and that's all thanks to good people there and good systems that helps you stay in touch with the whole world. It's pretty cool. As for the future, we are growing every year in Sweden, and we're really happy about it. Armands in the factory also produces to the Netherlands, where he's working with another team of really cool Dutch designers actually, or they have the designer, and they're building little tiny house villages that are really cool. So we might want to see if we can their designs are cool, so we want to apply those cool designs to Sweden maybe for a start, and then help them grow with those tiny, because I know they want to grow tiny house villages throughout Europe, so help them find space maybe or something like that. Would be a lot of fun. And we are getting inquiries from more and more places. So I'm in touch with some people in France who wants to build little hotel rooms, and here in the United States I've started talking to some people in San Francisco and some up the coast here that are interested in bringing those tiny cabins, that style here, mostly because of the quality being so much higher than most things you see in the United States today, and the craftsmanship is really good. So for the future, that's part of it. And then we have another business idea that I'm gonna make a separate video on that a little later as we get it going a little further, but we're working together with some other people that are great at the marketing part, and we're gonna create something where we can help people use these tiny cabins to arrange a rental system for the customer, so they'll be able to create cash flow $500-600 a month, and then we of course will take a small part as well for managing it all. But it's a cool way to create money for all of us over time. So many interesting things is going to come and grow out of this as we expand, and it's a lot of fun working with it. And we also want to keep this business growing by doing stuff ourselves if we can. So we're looking for land where we can build really good cabins for a good price. So it's very interesting, and I've really enjoyed being part of this, and I've really enjoyed working with Hannes and Armands, who are two really brilliant guys. And I guess that's about it for now. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.